The NFL Combine has officially come and gone, and now we shift our focus to free agency. And today, I'm going to be going over my 7-round Steelers mock draft, my 3.0 version, before the Steelers ramp up their roster in free agency in the coming days. Before we get into this week's mock draft, make sure you guys do me a favor right now and click that thumbs up icon if you want to do a fan-led mock draft on the show in the near future. Our bosses told us we need at least 500 likes on today's show if we want to do a fan-led mock draft on next week's Steelers Talk Live show. So make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon right now to help us get that fan-led mock. So now let's start with round 1, where I am going to predict the Steelers take Taliese Fuaga, offensive tackle from the Oregon State Beavers. Okay, and listen, there's a lot of really good tackles in this year's draft class, right? You got Joe Alt and Alou Fashanu, and Troy Fotano, I think, is a really good player as well. But I do think Fuaga is going to be the guy that falls to the Steelers at number 20. I'm not convinced the Steelers are signing a tackle in free agency. It looks like they're going to go corner and inside linebacker in free agency. So if that's the case and you still need an offensive tackle, you can't wait to take one. Fuaga is the best guy on the board right now because he is a mauling run blocker at right tackle. And what are the Steelers trying to do this year? They're trying to establish the run game. Broderick Jones is a mauling run blocking tackle. Same thing with Fuaga. He might not be perfect as a pass protector, but he's good enough to play on the right side. And I think with this team, this Steelers team, looking to really establish themselves as a ground and pound football team, Taliese Fuaga is a perfect fit for the culture and what they want to do offensively. Okay, now I'm getting a call. All right, somebody wants to trade up, and it's coming from Las Vegas. The Raiders want to trade up with us here, and they want our 2nd-round pick, and they're going to be willing to give us their 3rd-round pick this year, their 4th-round pick this year, and their 3rd-round pick next year in order to move up to number 52. So you get an additional pick this year and an additional day 2 pick next year. For me personally, at this point in the draft, there's nobody that I absolutely have to have, so I'm going to take this offer here. So now that we move down, we get into round 3, pick number 77. I'm going to take Renardo Green, the corner out of Florida State University. And this guy is one of my favorite fits with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Renardo Green, pretty much no other corner in college football last year, played more press man coverage than Renardo Green, and he had one of the highest grades in the country as well, according to Pro Football Focus, when in press. So this guy absolutely fits the nasty, up-in-your-face style of defense that the Steelers want to play. Joey Porter Jr. was a master at that style of play last year. And now if you have 2 guys like that on either end of the defense, good luck targeting the outside because both of these guys are going to bully you. They're going to get in your face, and I absolutely love this fit. And if Renardo Green is sitting there in round 3, I think he could potentially be a day 1 starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers and never look back. So now let me know what you guys think about this potential trade down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Would you accept it or would you decline it? For me, I thought that getting an extra pick this year in the middle rounds plus another 3rd-round pick next year is something that was of value to me. So that's why I took it. But let me know what you guys think for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time. But give me an A or a D down there in the comments. Then we have our 2nd, 3rd-round pick here after the trade down. And I'm going to take Cedric Van Pran, the center out of Georgia. Now, as we sit here today, I don't know what the center situation is going to look like in Pittsburgh come draft day, all right? I don't know if they're going to sign a free agent. I don't know if they're going to really prioritize getting somebody in the draft. But no matter what happens, I think Cedric Van Pran is an excellent fit for what the Pittsburgh Steelers want to do offensively. He is an incredible mover, an incredible athlete, which is very required to be a center in Arthur Smith's system where you're going to be running a lot of outside zone. You need centers that are able to really move, shed, get to the 2nd level of the defense, and secure blocks. That's what Cedric Van Pran does better than just about any other center in this year's draft class. And in round 3, I think that's one hell of a value. He would be the Steelers' day 1 starter, in my opinion. So now coming up here, we got day 3 picks, rounds 4 through 7 to break down with you guys on this week's Steelers mock draft. But before I get into that, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Fanatics. Go to chatsports.com/throwback to get yourself this awesome Steelers t-shirt. And the reason why I like this t-shirt, guys, A, because you get a great deal from our friends at Fanatics when you use our link, but also 2, it's really simple. You got the black design, you've got the retro helmet on there. It's nothing too fancy, nothing crazy. So if you're somebody that likes just simple but stylish t-shirts to wear on Steelers game days, this one's going to be perfect for you. And Fanatics has their off-season deals going on right now. So if you click our link right now, you get an even better deal on this t-shirt. Go to chatsports.com or chatsports.com/throwback. Right now, the link is in the comments and description. You can find it, click it, and you'll get a great deal on the Steelers throwback tee. Then we get to round 4, and I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk about this guy because I think I've put him in every single Steelers mock draft to this point. But I just think he's too good of a value to pass up. All right, and at 113th overall, again, this is the Raiders pick that we got in the trade down. I'm taking Malik Washington, the wide receiver out of Virginia. Okay, this guy might be small, but unlike Deontay Johnson, who's a bit smaller but not really a run blocker, Malik Washington is a good run blocker, man. Like, he is jacked. He's quick. He's fast. He was top 5 in the NCAA last year in yards after the catch. He was top 5 in Pro Football Focus grading. And listen, people are just knocking him and putting him in the 4th round now and keeping him down their draft boards because he's smaller. But listen, man, there's been a lot of smaller receivers that have worked out in the National Football League. I think this guy is going to be one of the steals of the draft. He's one of my guys, and I think he's an excellent value here in round 4 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then we get to round 4. This is where I'm going to pull the trigger on inside linebacker. I'll go with Cedric Gray, the uber athletic linebacker from UNC. Now, he might be a little bit raw, but man, he tested out of the gym at the combine. And if you're getting this kind of athletic freak in round 4, you know, you can develop him for a little bit. I do think the Steelers are probably going to bring back Cole Holcomb and give him another shot. Plus, I think they're going to sign a free agent inside linebacker as well. So Cedric isn't going to be coming in and expected to be an every down starter or anything like that. Might be able to work his way into the rotation by the end of the season, but that potential and that athletic upside, I know, is something Mike Tomlin is going to love. Then we get to the other 4th round pick here, and let's secure the interior of the defensive line for the future. Okay, Christian Boyd out of UNI. I could not believe this guy didn't get an invite to the NFL Combine. This guy is simply sensational on film, and I know he's going up against lower-level competition, but he's dominant on tape, and then I saw him live at Shrine Bowl practices a couple weeks back, going up against some of the best Division I, FCS types, interior offensive linemen in the league, in college football, and he was destroying them. He was even destroying guys from, like, the national champion Michigan Wolverines, right? This guy is a pro player, and because he went to Northern Iowa, people are knocking him down, but he actually reminds me a lot of Cam Hayward and his skill set, and I think if you can bring him in and you pair him up with Keanu Benton for the future, good Lord, good luck stopping that for the next 10 years, all right? So I really like Christian Boyd as a value here in round 4, and now we'll get into the rest of the picture. We got 2 more picks, a round 6 and round 7 pick, couple sleepers coming up here in just a second. But before we get into those, make sure you click that thumbs up icon right now if you want more mock drafts here at Steelers Talk. Again, if we get to 500 likes, we're going to be doing a fan-led mock draft on the channel. And then also, if you enjoy this kind of content and you want more mock drafts from me, make sure you click that subscribe button right now to let me know. Then we get to round 6, and I'm going to take interior offensive lineman here out of Penn State. He's played both center and guard with the Nittany Lions in his career. Hunter Norzad, all right? And listen, GM Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, over the last 2 offseasons specifically, have really honed in on offensive line depth. And Norzad is somebody that could come in and be a versatile interior offensive lineman, can play guard, can play center if you absolutely need to. If Cedric Van Pran gets hurt, Norzad can come in. All right, I'm not a big fan of Spencer Anderson, to be completely frank with you. And I think Norzad is actually one of the more undervalued kind of sleeper picks at the interior offensive line position in this year's draft. I love his energy. I love the lunch pail mentality that he brings to the field every single day. He fits the culture, and I definitely think this would be a good depth piece for the offensive line. Then in round 7, I'm going to take a super athletic but maybe a little bit undersized linebacker, and I'm going to butcher his name here, so I apologize, but Edefuan Olofoshio. All right, that is my best interpretation of how you say this guy's name, but this guy just jumped out of the gym at the NFL Combine. Now, he is a bit older. I believe he was in college for like 5 or 6 years, so he is old, okay? And he is undersized. So there are definitely some knocks against him. There's a reason why he's going in round 7, but he's super fast. He was really good in the shuttle. He's got the agility, the speed, and, he's got the heart, in my opinion. When I watch him on film, he's always in the right spot. He's moving to the right spaces, and this guy can move. So he's definitely somebody that I would like to bring in here as maybe like a rotational piece in the future on third downs. He's undersized, but he's got the right mentality. He's got the physical tools. I think he could be a really good rotational guy in the future. So that's my mock draft here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's our haul here. We get the future starting right tackle on day 1, Taliese Fuaga in round 1. We trade down and collect an extra third-round pick for the future from the Las Vegas Raiders. I really like that. We get a really good outside corner, and Renardo Green could be a day 1 starter in the 3rd round there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cedric Pran also in the 3rd, could be your starting center. Malik Washington is somebody that's going to make an immediate impact in the National Football League. Trust me on that. That guy's one of my guys. I love Malik Washington. And then Cedric Gray, a good developmental inside linebacker in my opinion. Super athletic. Christian Boyd, potential replacement for Cam Hayward whenever he ends up hanging him up. I really believe in Christian Boyd's future. And then Hunter Norzad and Edefuan Ulofoshio. I hope I'm saying that right. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But let me know down there in the comment section. What do you think of this week's mock draft? Give me an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments. Personally, guys, I think this is a pretty damn good mock, if I do say so myself. And make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Right now, I appreciate all of your guys' support. Again, make sure you click that thumbs up icon so we can do more of these mock drafts and do a fan-led mock draft in the future. And until next time, guys, here we go, Steelers.